and it would have been 2-0.
Problems for Hungary to try and solve here. And they are far more attacking, this Swiss side. I think the introduction of Giorgio Contini as the assistant in the spring really has made a difference to their forward play. The system has changed since then, of course, as the corner is going to be swung in again by Ruben Vargas, but the referee not happy with some of the pushing and shoving around the edge of the 6-yard box, primarily involving Manuel Akanji and Adam Long.
Yeah, and Granit Xhaka seems to be happy with his boss again now, doesn't he? I'm sure that the assistant coming in has helped a lot.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's got the influence, 126 caps. If you complain, I think things tend to happen. A bit like you round here, Scott.
I wish.
Here's the corner down this left-hand side to be delivered by Vargas. Plenty of pushing and shoving inside that penalty area towards the back post, and she comes out and has to palm it away. And on that far side, it's picked up by Freuler, who's got some company, but into Akanji in the box. Akanji trying to turn and twist. He's closed down by a couple, goes outside the penalty area instead. Very clever ball, just to allow the Swiss to have a moment. And I think actually they're going to switch it infield. It's done delicately. The right-footed shot is blocked towards the edge of the penalty area. It was well driven in by Fabian Schär, who had a terrific goal-scoring season for Newcastle. But Hungary have done enough on this occasion. They just need a minute to regroup here as we approach the midway point of the first half.
Absolutely, over 20 minutes gone, and we've not had a shot on target, one goal attempt in total, but they're very much on the back foot. They're playing in their own half. They're not able to get hold of the ball, and even when they do, Switzerland are pressing really well. It's not quite the dominance of Germany against Scotland last night, but it's not a million miles off.
Here come the Swiss again, inside the centre circle. It's pushed out wide to that right-hand side by Xhaka. It isn't Doy on the charge. He's got support in front of him, and also out wide to that right-hand side from Vidmar. Infield again to Xhaka. Just keeps possession and goes back towards halfway, where it's picked up by Fabian Schär. Akanji wants it, but there's all of a sudden a bit better and a slightly more organised higher press from Barnabas Varga, but they've still managed to smuggle through with the ball, have the Swiss. Down this left-hand side with Rodriguez on his left foot. Wants support, which comes in the form of Vargas to the left edge of the penalty area, right by the touchline on this near side. Jacques has come across as well, just to try and orchestrate a way through this slightly better organised Hungarian defence on that occasion. And the Swiss are forced back towards halfway, and then there's a bit of closing down of Granit Xhaka, which was a lot sharper than what Scotland managed on Tony Kroos last night, it's fair to say.
Yeah, but at the moment, Switzerland are absolutely bossing this game, aren't they? Whether they're playing out from the back, whether it's in midfield, even if Hungary's on the ball, they're pressing them really well. They're in full control. They'll be absolutely delighted with how this first half has gone.
Euro Game Day Live on Talk Sport, the first of 3 live games for you today on Talk Sport. Don't forget Spain against Croatia coming up. That's a 5 o'clock kickoff UK time, and Italy against Albania underway at 8 o'clock UK time tonight. And don't forget as well, we've got boxing for you later. Willem Smith against Reactport, Selhurst Park. Live and exclusive radio commentary of that from 10 o'clock tonight. Once the football's done, the undercard, that's going to be live over on Talk Sport 2 throughout the evening, if you wish to indulge in some boxing. Big fight tonight. Adam Cattrall will guide you through that one from 10 o'clock this evening here on Talk Sport. Plenty more football to come before that, though. We're only halfway through the first half of the opening game of day 2 of Euro 2024, the second game of the competition, and it's Hungary 0, Switzerland 1 as things stand. Forward they go towards the edge of the Swiss penalty area, should I say, but it's comfortably defended and just not been able to get their foot on the ball. And, well, Szoboszlai, we haven't seen him in this game yet, have we?
No, we haven't. I don't think it suits him playing out on the left-hand side. And as I say, he's not like a winger. He's a number 8, really. And it's all very well having lots of, players in that midfield, but you need your main one in the centre of the game. As I say, we talk about the spine of the team. And look, you win the game in both boxes, but you control the game in midfield. And Szoboszlai is not able to get involved at all.
Abashir gives it to Xhaka, who swings it to the right-hand side. Very clever ball from Granit Xhaka that we saw him doing time and time again throughout the season for Bayer Leverkusen. On that right-hand side, it's picked up by Schär, who launches it forward. Misplaced pass from him straight into the arms of Galaci, away to our left-hand side in the Hungarian goal. 20 minutes remaining in this first half on Talk Sport. Hungary 0, Switzerland 1. First goal of his international career for Quadvodia, who had a full start after he was flagged offside, but it became very clear very quickly that there was nothing wrong with his movement and his finish.
It was a perfectly timed run, wasn't it? With a perfectly weighted pass and a really good finish as well. And unless you are Hungarian, you kind of want to see goals like that.
Yeah, they are, aren't they?
Possession-wise, two-thirds of it
stats up here.
with Switzerland as things stand. But here may be a moment for Hungary as they try and get themselves back on terms in this game. But again, the danger immediately snuffed out on this right-hand touchline, and it's Ricardo Rodriguez with all that experience that he has, the Torino centre-half, who can drive it forward. He can, of course, play it left-back as well, and has throughout his international career. Very comfortable in possession of the ball, as is Xhaka, the man who has it right now. Of course, he was a World Cup winner with the Swiss under-17 side back in 2009. In fact, a few of them he's probably going to outlast some of those who've already gone, the likes of Shaqiri, who will, you feel, maybe call time on his international career at the end of this tournament, depending on how far Switzerland go, of course. Down this near touchline, Hungary trying to break through again, but there's a foul and a free kick. I may have thought of a card maybe, but I think he'll resist on this occasion for Andras Schaefer, and it will be a free kick for Switzerland just inside the Hungarian half.
They're getting a runaround at the moment, Hungary, but at least Schaefer's one of those players who's trying to get as close as possible. It's a foul. Maybe slightly fortunate he didn't get a yellow card, but again, sort of reference it to last night. Didn't see any Scottish players at all getting tight to the German players, and Xhaka's almost playing like Toni Kroos did in terms of 1-2 touch. You need, when things aren't going for you, you need to just rattle a few of the opposition players, make it think it's not going to be that easy. Be careful, make sure you know where the line is. I think Schaefer's the only one really that's trying to get tight to Switzerland, and you know, at the moment they're just absolutely bossing this game.
You also get the feeling that the Swiss are a bit streetwise as well, aren't they? I mean, that's the one thing that for me kind of stands out. They've only lost one of their last 10 games at Euro competitions. Yes, they've drawn 6 of those, but that was against Italy in the opening game of the last Euros. They lost it 3-0, and then obviously they lost out on a penalty shootout.
Yeah, and you can look at the sort of stats and think, hold on a minute, you know, Hungary have only lost 1 in 18, and Switzerland finished second in their group, and a good few points off top as well. But when you come into the Euros or the World Cup, the step up mentally is such a big one that if you're not used to it, you can kind of get completely beaten up by it, really. So in Switzerland, to me, look as if they're absolutely comfortable playing in this type of situation, in these type of games, whereas Hungary, they're not playing their A game at all.
Akanji just picking up possession again for Switzerland, deep inside their own half. That slipped through the chase, and Doy got the pace to get there. He hasn't quite. It's cleared by Adam Long, and there's more pressure being applied on that left-hand side. But on this occasion, he's done very well to get clear as Kerkez, but then gives the ball away on halfway. And forward come the Swiss again, and shares on a charge. One of those rampaging runs inside the penalty area. Gets it onto his left foot, gets the shot away. There's an appeal for a handball, waved away by Slavko Vincic. And it will be the Swiss who pick up possession again on this near side. It's almost relentless time after time here.
They're just giving the ball away, aren't they? Even when they got the chance of a counter-attack. You can see what Fiala was trying to do there, but if you're not sure that it's on, just run with it a little bit more. They've got to keep the ball first. Again, forget about even scoring right now. Just start to control the game. They're not able to get hold of the ball. Once you can control the game, then you can start to put Switzerland on the back foot and think about, okay, how can we actually pepper their goal? But at the moment, they're just very much on the back foot.
Well, you and I were talking pre-game. The stats tell you that they've become much better at keeping the ball hungry in recent times, particularly in their qualifying for this tournament. Their possession was up around the 60% mark compared to the kind of mid-40s during the last Euros and previous qualifying campaign for the World Cup. Now, VAR, I think, are having a conversation, but I doubt it's about that handball that was being claimed by Fabian Schär, because it was right into the chest that time of Willy Orban. First time we've really had to mention Orban in the game, because defensively he's not really helped out his Hungarian side today. He's usually so impactful in that back three. Here's the throw for Hungary inside the Swiss penalty area, and they're going to get themselves a corner for the first time then, down this right-hand side. It was a decent...
Ever wish managing your money was a whole lot easier? Us too. That's why we created Coho, the financial app that gives you a better way to do it. Get cash back so when you're spending, more flows back in. Multiply your money by earning interest on your entire balance. And build your credit history to level up your finances for the future. All with one account and easy spending with a MasterCard. Yeah,
Holy
it's
moly, I'm
really
trying
that
to catch
simple.
up to you guys.
It's given by the referee, and the Swiss will have a free kick
I
midway
hear
inside
you,
their own half. We've just gone the half-hour mark here.
I'm
And
actually
it's Euro
surprised
Game
I
Day
woke
Live
up to
on
do
Talk
this.
Sport. Your home of the Euros, of course. 51 games. This is game 2. Every single one of them live across the Talk Sport network, and Switzerland have a single goal advantage. Scott Minto's alongside me.
Yeah, we talk about, when you're not playing well, and therefore set piece is really important. So your captain steps
How's it
up.
going, chat?
What does he do?
Oddboxinator, how you
Overhits
doing?
it massively to the far post. I think that pretty much sums up Hungary's first half so
False God
far. It's
knows
half
what's
an
up.
hour down. Not done well at all, but it's still only 1-0. They're very much in this game if they can start to get hold of the ball and get used to playing in what is Euro 2024. It looks like the occasion at the moment is just a little bit too much for them.
Ricardo Rodriguez has been penalised here for a foul on Soboslai. In fact, Soboslai, the meat in a sandwich there between Rodriguez and Abasher. I think Rodriguez was just defending himself to the referee, saying that's my first foul, in case there was a card that was pending. It does give a free kick in a decent position here. So again, we'll be looking for some quality delivery. Probably about 15 yards inside the Swiss half.
That first one, that was back in my day. You were allowed one. You're not allowed one anymore. If it's a yellow card, it's a yellow card offence, whatever minute it is. But yeah, it was right. It was a foul. It wasn't worthy of a yellow card.
To be fair, Rodriguez was almost playing in your day, so maybe that's where he pulls it back from.
That's true.
He's on his 116th cap today, of course. And more words around a bit of jostling that's taking place.
I'm doing pretty good.
Attila
doing
Fiola,
pretty good,
who will
actually.
always live long in my memory for his celebration
Got my
after
coffee,
scoring
so
against
I'm feeling
France
really good.
4 years ago, is the player that was involved. Soboslai has played that into the penalty area, comes out on that far side. Shaloy has it with that bandage on his arm. Right for the ball clipped towards the back post, and just too easy for Jan Sommer to come and collect in that Swiss goal.
I'm waking up.
And he'll have a chance to bowl it out. But again, set-piece delivery
Right on, guys.
from
Thanks
the
for
star
being
player,
here,
the man
guys.
they call not quite the Hungarian
Thanks
Messi,
for
but probably the
being here.
Hungarian Gareth Bale. Just
False
the delivery
God,
not good enough.
HT,
That would be putting pressure on you, wouldn't it, if you call that? Maybe he is. But yeah, I mean, look, it was the
Good
ball
morning,
that ended up going out wide, and the cross came in that wasn't from Szoboszlai. That was just too easy for Jan Sommer. Fair play to Widmar. He was getting tight, which meant that the cross wasn't coming with any quality. And I think that's what I'm impressed with Switzerland. Again, I'm just liking it to the only game we've seen so far, Germany. Not only are they good with the ball, they're very good without the ball at the moment, Switzerland, not giving Hungary any time at all to look up and play quality passes in. And, their front players have hardly got involved at all.
Mind as well, England are in action tomorrow. It's the third kickoff tomorrow night. All the build-up right here on Talk Sport. Faker Others is entrenched in that England camp. She even beat Jordan Pickford at darts yesterday. Did you see that?
Yeah, I heard that as well.
I was impressed by the heckling that was coming from the likes of John Stones at the back of the room for Jordan Pickford.
I went to Flight Club a couple of weeks ago, actually. It's really good. I'm not taking Faye there.
I know, probably not a good idea, really, to get her involved now. She's, I think, actually, the media are beating the players 3-0. It's been a fairly impressive performance. And Faye leading the charge yesterday. So we'll hear from Faye, I'm sure, later, because it's obviously match day -1 today for Gareth Southgate, who will be speaking ahead of tomorrow night's game that you'll hear live here on Talk Sport, of course. Jim Proudfoot, Stuart Pearce, Adrian Durham, and Ashley Young will bring you that game tomorrow evening. 34 minutes played here. Hungary 0, Switzerland 1. That's tomorrow. Plenty more live football for you today. And that one this afternoon, a real belter at 5 o'clock, Spain against Croatia. Looking forward to that. Croatia, obviously, always so impressive at these tournaments. And you just don't know this time what we're going to get from the Spanish side. So we'll see.
I think that group is really, you cannot call it.
Here come the Swiss again down this right-hand side. It's been the story of the opening 34, 35 minutes here in Cologne as the sun peeks through what's been a fairly cloudy day. There's been plenty of rain around in Germany, as at home as well. As on that far side, the throw-in is conceded. This time it will go the Swiss' way. Level with a penalty spot as they continue to build the pressure.
Yeah, look, the last sort of 5, 7 or 8 minutes, I think Hungary have come back into the game. if not actually creating proper chances, at least they've got into Switzerland's half.
I
think
wish,
it's almost
false
as if
god.
Switzerland just taken a bit of a breather.
I wish.
Almost as if they're in a boxing match. They're
That
three
would
up.
be
And
perfect. Everything
I'll
here
take a
weed is
breather
just
in this
sold by
round, but
itself.
they need to be careful.
It's
If they're too complacent,
they
as I
have
say,
to
the score's only 1-0.
get it
They had that great
licensed so
chance
that
for
it can
2-0
be
goals
sold
with
with other stuff. But
Vargas.
right now, it's just sold all by
I'm
itself.
sure they'll get better in the second half, Hungary. 1-0 is a very difficult scoreline.
Oh yeah, no, totally,
Caution does tend to be the Swiss way.
absolutely.
Here's a Kanji wide on the left-hand side.
Yeah, totally
Mikel
false god.
Abashir, who only started one in qualifying, so maybe a bit of a surprise to see him in the starting lineup. He anyway won a sub-appearance at the World Cup as well against Brazil. But he's got the nod today, and he's played his part so far, that's for sure.
Right now, it could change in the future, and it should.
Nice run being made into the
there's
second
massive
by
potential,
Vargas,
massive
couldn't quite find him, and there's
potential
again
there.
faint appeals for a handball that's never going to be given, and just muscled out the way down that right-hand side. Vidmar lifts the ball inside the penalty area, half-headed clear, breaks towards the edge of the penalty area. Xhaka plays it out wide again to Sylvain Vidmar on that far touchline. Back to Granit Xhaka again, who just weighs up his options and then obviously goes for the simple pass to Vidmar on that far touchline. They combine so well. Now he tries to be a bit more intricate down that right-hand side where he finds a Day inside the penalty area. Great run, tries to cut the ball back towards Dia, and it's half cleared and out for a throw on that far side. Good defending again from Adam Long.
Yeah, brilliant pass, you have to say, playing short, and then the passing behind Xhaka, and then they did really well. Great bit of skill on the byline.
Yeah, dude, this one guy, I know he calls them hippie speed balls.
The best of passes, you have to say.
Yeah, just everyone goes in, they buy their stuff,
Switzerland looked the most
and then
dangerous.
if you have a
in the last
TV,
5-10 minutes,
they can like sit down and watch and smoke, and then
when Switzerland go
whether
forward,
they buy
look
coffee
the
there or they could just bring it from somewhere else and just drink it there while they enjoy their stuff.
At times for this Hungarian backline. 7.5 minutes remaining in this first half. You're listening to Talk Sport. Hungary 0, Switzerland 1, and it's probably no great surprise that in the end Murat Yakin turned to Kwadwo Dia because his attacking options have kind of been depleted. Embolo, of course, has had problems. He's got a thigh injury now following a cruciate issue that he had. Dennis Zakari is another one who's not going to be fit to start with as well. And Zerdan Shaqiri's been out of the way for the last couple of years. So, I mean, it's bold to go for I would say a youngster. He's 27, but an untried player at this level, but seems to be paying off so far.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, maybe his hand was forced to a point, but still you're playing someone who's only got one cap before. It's a gamble, no matter what the talent. And yes, he may be 27, but he is experienced at this level. But I tell you what, he looks like he's loving it.
Here come Hungary. Maybe there's a chance here for a rare foray forward down that left-hand side towards the edge of the penalty area. The ball cut back as it's delivered in that time by Adam Neutsch. And it's out for a throw on the far side. I mean, when the initial ball was played, he looked to me a mile offside, but he wasn't. It was
How do you say it? Can Hal?
It was. And the ball was just played behind him. And
Can Hale?
Because it's the pitch is now dried out and the sun is shining, it just held up a bit. It's almost, you need to put it another 5-10 yards in front for the player to run onto.
Nodge, of course, had a couple of years at Bristol City in the Championship. As this is a better moment of possession for Hungary. They're going to get a free kick here again. Another set piece, slightly more dangerous position, left-hand side in line with the edge of the penalty area, probably midway inside the Swiss half, and it's for the challenge on Attila Salai. So now is when you really want that quality delivery.
Absolutely. And Switzerland just need to be careful. As I say, they started off really well, absolutely bossed the game, scored the goal, could have made it two. Just in the last 10 minutes, they've taken the foot off the gas, and there's been a lot of set pieces now. It's probably in the most dangerous position. If it were to go in 1-1 Hungary at half-time, then they could believe they not just draw this game, but absolutely come away with all 3 points.
They've scored in 15 of their last 16 games.
You can't give me expert stuff yet. Still
back in June last year that they failed to score. Szoboszlai's there, headed down and into the arms of Zoma quite comfortably. Orban was the player who got his head to it and probably should have done a little better.
Well, one, he's got it on target, but two, I think the ball wasn't played in with lots of pace. It was almost kind of dinked in. He might even have been offside. Well, we don't know about that, but yeah, as I say, one, he's trying to get it on target, but two, he would have had to have generated a lot of power. And in the end, a goalkeeper like Jan Sommer, you need to put it right in the corner to beat him.
5 minutes remaining in this first half. Hungary 0, Switzerland
We're
1
having a
in
really
Cologne.
nice morning here.
Another foul at the edge of the penalty area. This time it goes
At
the way of the
halftime-
Swiss, and it's
At
at the edge of
halftime,
their
we'll
own
go
box,
outside
and
on
the
my balcony.
foul was by Andreas Schaefer. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see some changes from Hungary at half-time because it's just been quite lacklustre, hasn't it?
It hasn't been good, but what I would say is, again, you know, the last 10 minutes, I think Switzerland have just eased off a little bit, and Hungary have come back into it without creating lots of chances.
So,
You know, I think they'll go in at half time.
what kind of
Come on,
weather
okay,
have
it
you
took us
been
half an
getting
hour
out
to get
there?
used to this game, but
The only reason I'm
now we're
asking
coming back
is
into it. Whether the
we've been
manager will
getting
say, right, I'll
quite a
give you
bit of
another
storm
15
out
minutes
here,
to
and last
really
week
go
we
out
had a
and do it,
tornado
or
warning.
change things immediately. I just think they would have got a little bit of confidence from these last 10.
But we've been getting lots of rain, so
The
it's
Swiss
good for the
again,
farmers.
probing ball that time from Scher in towards the edge of the penalty area, but easily snuffed out. Another foul for Hungary, midway inside their own half. The challenge from Granit Xhaka is the one that's penalised. 4 minutes to go to half time.
Xhaka's been on their team for a long
Laszlo
time.
Kleinheiser at some point. He didn't feature at all in qualifying, but he played every game in Euro 2020, and in that game against France in particular, wow. I mean, what a performance that day when you were in amongst the likes of N'Golo Kante and all those. He was by far and away the best player on the pitch. But he's fallen out of favour since then, but he's in the squad, so maybe we'll see him at some point. Here's a chance maybe for Switzerland. Ruben Vargas on that right-hand side, charging forward towards the edge of that penalty area. The support comes from the area in front of him, who gets the cross away into the box, and well, it's a half-attempted header from Attila Fiona. He makes no contact, and it goes out of play, and the throw on this near side will go Switzerland's way.
Kind of panicked a bit there, didn't he? Fiona should have known, really. You've got to be looking around as a fullback before that cross comes in to see if anyone's around you, and therefore they would have won the throw-in. But the fact that he got that touch means that Switzerland get the ball back.
They do with Akanji, probing, forward it goes, and again, Quadro Dia is the player who just lets it run, but it's picked up at the back for Hungary quite comfortably, and Orban's going to have to clear under pressure, which he does from the edge of his own penalty area, but now they have got possession, but just a delay in the releasing of the pass that
Just
time.
give me a
by
second here, I'm in the
Varga,
middle of something.
and it's picked up at the back once more for Hungary, and in the centre circle, it'll be Adam Nojc who will bring it forward. Gives it short to Sholoi, who again has probably been the quieter of the Hungarian forwards. They have one shot, of course, but aside from that, a player who's often so influential, not really contributed to the opening exchanges. 2 minutes remaining in the first half, plus, of course, time to be added on. Switzerland lead by a goal to nil on TalkSport. Forward again with Adam Nojc, who's now midway inside the Swiss half. Looks for the raking ball out to this right-hand touchline.
Right on.
That's better.
Whoops,
Viola's
sorry,
there.
HD.
Looks for support
Right on
down the line.
HD.
Viola's
Thank you for
continued
your
to
watch
run,
time, dude.
First touch that time was poor on this.
I just
near
about
side
called him
by
watch time and
Adam
said
Long,
thank you for
and it's
your
out for a throw to
HD.
Switzerland.
Yeah, but again, at least they're getting a few passes going. And yes, it was a poor touch in the end, but that was because he was under pressure from Rodriguez. And they're not as good going forward, Switzerland, but they're still very good without the ball and not allowing Hungary to have any chance.
Did they make it to the Champions League final, or did they make it to the Europa League final?
All clear from inside his own 6-yard area under a little bit of pressure. Up towards halfway. Good header won by Solai. Inside the centre circle. Away again, this time on this right-hand side by Long. Picked up by Akanji, as he has so many times in this half. Just very comfortable. And again, he's waiting for movement from those in front of him. But he just makes the simplest of passes forward. Now down the right-hand side, cut back towards Dia by Ndoye. But it's comfortably cleared, but only as far as Scher, who gives it short to Xhaka. Vidmar on that right-hand side. Ahead of him again is Ndoye, who turns towards the edge of the penalty area. Vidmar.
So what happened to
them?
them?
The ball nicely. Last 30 seconds of this
How did they end up on the Europa side?
The penalty area. When it picked out the run that had been
Did
made
they
by
lose their
Vargas.
qualifying game or something?
They keep possession once more. Here's on the right foot, the driven shot.
Oh!
What a goal that is!
There you go.
From Mikel Abasher. He picked his spot into the bottom left-hand corner. Too much time, too much space.
There you go.
But executed brilliantly by Abasher. And on the stroke of half-time, Switzerland have got their advantage.
Assisted.
It's Hungary 0, Switzerland 2.
Abasher assisted the first goal by Dua.
It goes from 1-0 to 2-0, and
Damn,
it's right
Abashir.
on half-time. And Hungary is poor defending. It's really good play, you have to say, from Switzerland. They're able to keep the ball, and even when it looked like they weren't under full control of it, they didn't let Hungary get rid of it. They pressed them. They won the ball back, and then it comes to Abashir, who's playing as a left wing back, but he's not a left wing back.
Why weren't they in the Champions
Defensively,
League?
he's not really been asked questions. But what I think is really intelligent of him, he's not just staying wide, he's coming in like he did for the goal, for the assist, and there he's had the composure just to wait and see how it was going to go. He only waited a second or two. The movement took a couple of Hungary players to one side. He shuffled down the other. It's opened up the goal for him, and it's a wonderful strike into the bottom corner. 2-0, right on half-time, uphill now for Hungary.
We've had a minute of two added at the end of this first half. And what a first half it's been. Crack out the Toblerones, the celebrations start now.
Yeah, but if they were undefeated in the league,
Switzerland.
shouldn't they have gone into the Champions League instead?
For Abashir as well. 21st cap. Originally spent his youth at Young Boys. No surprise so many have. As Hungary look to respond and try and break down that left-hand side, and just moaning again from Shaloy, a little pull of the shirt that the referee not in the slightest bit interested in. But boy, are they going to have to regroup. Marco Rossi's got his work cut out at half-time here.
Oh, he really has. There was a pull of the shirt. I think the referee had seen it, and the way that we've seen the replay, he perhaps would have given it. But I think that just goes to show how clever this Switzerland side are. Again, you talked about it. It's almost like they're used to being here.
Yeah.
They're
Okay, got you. I got you,
dude. Used to this atmosphere. They've got the experience, especially at the back, which we talked about, and Fabian Schär certainly used it there.
Well, they tend to only serve the Kolsch beer in smaller measures in Cologne, and I think some of it went flying when that second goal went in for the Swiss, who have the lead at half-time, and it's 2 first goals for their two goal scorers, Quadlo Dia, and on the stroke of half-time, Mikel Abashir. Again, only one start in qualifying, but brought in as a masterstroke by Murat Yakin, and a wonderful goal from him to give the Swiss the advantage at half-time. Plenty for Marco Rossi to think about his Hungarian side. But in Cologne,
and then
at
false
half-time,
God, are they going to play
Switzerland 2?
What is that cup that they play?
Yeah, we'll give them a few seconds
the Europa League
go and
champion plays the Champions League champion. Is that called the Copa Europa?
And Scott, if you're one of the myriad red-shirted Swiss fans in the stadium, that's great. For us football fans, not so much. Only one side in it, a very one-sided first half.
I think we've been here before, haven't we? Even in the last 24 hours, Danny.
As we have. Yeah. Exactly what was going through my mind, actually.
Yeah, I mean, not quite as one-sided, I have to say, but Hungary have really disappointed me today so far. You know, that first half an hour, it's almost like, you know, rabbit in headlights. And
because Madrid won the Champions League against Bayern Munich,
they looked the team that looked most comfortable. They weren't allowing Hungary to even get into their own half, let alone to the final third and create some chances. But even when Hungary did get on the ball, the pressing of Switzerland, again, we've been here before, of one side pressing the other, and then that side just knocking it long and not giving any quality ball up to their strikers. And yet when they went forward themselves, Switzerland, you know, they knew when to play short, they knew when to play long, they knew when to, you know, the movement in behind as well. And the first goal, I'm really glad it was allowed. I mean, it correctly
the winners of their respective competitions.
That's right. Yard on side.
Absolutely. But the way, you know, Akanji he was comfortable on the ball, and then he played through the midfield with that one pass. Abashir, who's playing supposedly as a left wing back, but being very intelligent coming in when he wants to. He was able to turn on the ball, and then the weight of his pass was perfect. And then the movement, you have to say, of Dia, and the finishing itself, it was just a really well-worked goal and fully deserved. And to be fair to Hungary, after half an hour, they kind of came back into the game without creating too many chances.
They had that header from Orban, he might have done better, I think.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, I'm going outside.
Quite enough pace on it.
We are going outside. Just for a little bit. Sorry about the audio. Going out to the sun. I don't have chat, so I won't be able to read. Man, it's fucking beautiful out. It's beautiful out, man.
This game is where Scotland might get away with it because they're playing against arguably the top team and probably is the top team, and it's the next two teams that they play that will define whether they qualify or not.
Okay,
These two are playing each other now.
Okay, False God, we're gonna find out that info. Just bear with me here. You ain't ready for this, dude. Awesome to see you, man. Thanks for coming in. It's cloudy where you're at. Yeah, we got blue skies here, a soft breeze, and it's like cool out, but it's not cold. It's nice though.
You're used to this situation now. Get into the game and be better in the second half.
I'm gonna get you guys the temperature. Just hang on.
They need that goal. I'm not saying they need it within the first 5 or 10 minutes, but they need to do something. They need to trouble Jan Sommer. They haven't even troubled him, let alone look likely to score.
Listen, thanks, Scott. You go away and have a nibble on Adam's Toblerone, and we're back to you in about 6 or 7 minutes' time here on Talk Sport, where, of course, the football keeps on coming, as I've told you already. We'll have both the commentaries from Group B later today. Spain is against Croatia, a 5 o'clock kickoff, and I'll be back at 7 o'clock for Italy against Albania, a game I'm looking forward to very much indeed. Then on Sunday, we've got the following three: a 2 o'clock kickoff here on Talk Sport, Poland against the
guys,
Netherlands.
Listen up.
That's followed by a 5 o'clock kickoff between Slovenia and Denmark. That's over on Talk Sport 2. And then the big one, I guess, for many of our listeners, 8 o'clock, Serbia against England. Huge game.
Serbia versus England.
These Euros. And immediately after the game, instead of Trans-Europe Express, there'll be a programme where you will get your views on air about everything that's happened in that game between Serbia and England. Right, let's have a look at the latest odds with William Hill.
Okay, I'm going to drop the info in the chat.
William Hill. Prepare for greatness with William Hill. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Now, obviously, that late goal in the first half there by Mikhail Abusher has completely transformed the odds.
Mikhail Abusher, goal, assist and a goal.
1. The draw is still also an outside at 14-1. And Switzerland win.
Whoa, 20 degrees, that's awesome.
And score. And if you want to choose a score, imagine it's the Swiss get another one. They are 29-10 to win by 3 goals.
It's nicer there.
That was a look.
We're just really nice. Okay, we've been having lots of storms and rain and stuff, and it's a nice dry. Well, it's not dry, but it's drier. And there's a soft breeze and blue skies, and it's about 11 degrees right now. 11 degrees Celsius.
You don't forget, in about 5 minutes' time, the Super League.
But remember, it's morning here, right? You guys are already at like high noon, at least, right?
That's a 3 o'clock kickoff. Up next, we'll be getting the latest from inside the no doubt crestfallen Scotland camp. You're listening to
it's just 8 a.m. right now, so it's really nice.
And the live commentary of the game between Hungary and Switzerland. Second half coming up.
You guys have already had your warming process, right? Like the sun comes up and it warms everything before it goes down.
The UK's #1 lager. 18 plus. Always drink responsibly.
I need to get snacks. I need to get drinks. Should have done this before.
You ain't ready for this. Thanks for coming in.
Gotta find a BP. Gotta find a BP. Oh, my mates say won't like me. Gotta find it. Oh, there it is.
BP is here for all your big game essentials.
Yeah,
plus, BP Me
when
Rewards
does the
members
sun
can earn
set there?
points to put towards great
False
saves.
God. When does the sun set?
Mates.
Now, BP, here for all of life's journeys. BP Me Rewards card or app required. For full T's and C's, visit bpmerewards.co.uk.
Let's go live to hear about that winning goal.
The crowd's gone absolutely wild here. How on earth
so it's
do you
gonna
sum
go
up
for
your
a while.
emotions right now?
Amazing. A hat trick is just the best feeling ever.
Is it though? Is kicking a ball into the back of the net really better than food fulfillment from Burger King? That warm, fuzzy feeling of total food satisfaction, like finishing the last bite of a Gourmet King's Barbecue Steakhouse Angus.
No.
Correct. Burger King. That's food fulfillment.
Strength comes from confidence, both on and off the pitch. And confidence starts with self-care. Upgrade your game with Dove Men Plus Care Advanced 72-hour sweat protection antiperspirant deodorant and Dove Men Plus Care 24-hour nourishing body wash.
Thanks, False God. I might be here.
Shower. Now available in new eucalyptus and mint long-lasting fresh fragrance. Let confidence last.
I did.
Yeah,
I did. I did, dude.
Partners of UEFA Euro 2024 Germany.
This tournament
Prepare for greatness with William Hill. Get ready for last-minute winners, legendary goals, and straight red cards. Oh, what was he thinking? Win 50% more on every England game this tournament with Bet Builder Extra, online or in the app. Only from William Hill. Available day before match to kick off. Bet Builders are 3+ selections at 3-1 or more. Pre-match singles, match stake £20. Full T's and C's apply. 18+. BeGambleAware.org.
That's nice,
Match
HT.
ready with club card prices.
HT,
like
what's
25% off
the
6 or more bottles of wine or fizz.
what's the humidity
Tesco
like
Club
out there,
Card,
HT?
everyone can feel the to lower prices. Tesco, every little helps. 18+, drinkware.co.uk, majority of larger stores, and 17th of June, exclude Scotland. Club Card or app required.
When Andre sold his car on finance with Motorway, he got more money. Ooh! What are you doing there? He then put that extra money into tickets to follow his team around the country. Come on, guys! Selling on Motorway was completely stress-free, which is more than I can say about being a supporter of... Yes! Sell your car the more money way.
But yeah, I did say
84%
two
of sellers sold for more. Motorway. Validated against 2 independent sources. Visit motorway.co.uk/claim.
Here we are then, Jeff. Just minutes to go until the whistle. Will they make it?
Tense is an understatement, Jeff. There's so much riding on it. The question is, will they be able to find that extra gear when they need it most?
And here we go. Oh, yes, they've made it. That's why you drive a properly maintained vehicle.
Yeah,
Love to see
it
that.
might. It might.
Starting, come on.
Let's see the stats.
Make sure
again.
your journey to the match is a smooth one. Book a free vehicle safety check today at quickfit.com or your local centre. QuickFit. Drive away happy every time.
Euro Game Day Live, delivered by TalkSport with Burger King. Save big with the $4.99 King Box. It's the ultimate match day lineup, featuring a barbecue double melt burger, chili cheese bites, fries, and a drink.
On 1089 and 1053 medium wave, on DAB, online, and on your smart speaker.
Official broadcaster of UEFA Euro 2024, Germany. TalkSport.
Yeah, it's Hungary 0, Switzerland 2. Let's take a listen to all the halftime highlights with Carling.
Halftime highlights on TalkSport with Carling, the UK's
Yeah.
number one lager. 18+, always drink
Yeah.
responsibly.
The second match
Abisher's
of Euro
dangerous
2024,
too.
game 2 of 51, is about to get underway, and two of what have been described as the dark horses in this year's
Look at
competition.
their ratings.
Here's
Look
a
at their
chance.
ratings,
He
dude.
got his first competitive start for Krabudia, and he's on target for the Swiss, who have the opening goal of the game in Cologne. Hungary undone is on the right foot. The driven shot. Oh, what a goal that is! From Mikel
Abisher got a 9.
He's picked his
He's got a
spot
9
into
rating.
the bottom left-hand corner. It's Hungary 0, Switzerland 2.
Yeah, those
He's
were
like the
your
best player on the
halftime
field right
highlights.
now.
Thanks to Carling, 18+ course, and please drink responsibly.
Halftime highlights on TalkSport with Carling, the UK's number one lager. 18+,
Hey,
always
Space,
drink
what's up?
responsibly.
Yeah, so
You
much
haven't
live
slept?
sport
I got a little bit of
today,
sleep.
and they're just getting going now again in
Nothing
the
to brag
third
about, though.
round of the US Open there in America. Rupert Bell will keep you up to date here on TalkSport. There'll be updates throughout the afternoon and evening as they get to the guts of the competition with those who have survived the cut. That's coming up here on TalkSport as well. And now it's time to check in with Home Nations Camp with Carling.
Camp updates on TalkSport with Carling, the UK's number one lager. 18+, always drink responsibly.
Yeah, we can hear now from Scotland midfielder Callum McGregor, who's been speaking this afternoon after that horrendous start last night against Germany. He says they were nowhere near the standard they have set themselves.
Probably take a couple of days to go over, but I think the disappointing aspect is the way it happens, the performance. They're a good side, they're a top team, they'll probably be in and around to be winners. So you have to respect the level that you're playing against, but I think the sorest thing is that when you go and open the tournament, everybody's got such high expectation and we don't deliver as a group, so we have to take responsibility for that. We have to hold our hands up and now we're the only people who can fix it, so we have 2 games to get ourselves through. I think if you're realistic and you look at the game last night, then they're on a different level to what we are. and it probably was never
Scotland had a rough
where we
game.
finished in the group. But you know, you have a sour taste in your mouth this morning because we don't do
Not
ourselves
only did they
justice,
lose, but they lost a
and
player.
that's what you want to do when you come to
Oh,
tournaments.
and
like
just
this.
so
You
you
want to
know,
do
the
yourself
goalie
justice,
for
and
Switzerland,
I don't
Jan
think we did that.
Sommer, he has been their
Yeah, a very
goalie for
honest
so
assessment there from
long.
Callum
It's
McGregor. We'll get
crazy.
more
He's been their goalie for like
updates,
10
from
years.
England and Scotland camp as the afternoon continues. That was our Scotland camp update. All thanks to
Sommer's a
Carling,
G
18
for
plus,
sure.
and please drink
For real, he
responsibly.
is. He's played in the Swiss league like forever
the
too.
UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, always drink responsibly.
Yeah, the players are back out on the pitch in Cologne. It looks like there will be changes for Hungary. Let's get back to our commentary team for the second half of this game between Hungary and Switzerland. That's Scott Minto, who's your expert summariser. The next voice you'll hear, match commentator Adam Bridge.
Yeah, thank you, Danny. Ben de Goose Bola looks like he's about to enter the fray as the change is made. And he's coming on
so
for
he's in
Adam
German
Long.
league too.
So I wonder if we'll see any kind of change in shape
good.
potentially
That's really
here
good.
for this Hungarian side. We'll let Scott cast his eye over it and see if anything happens. He's an out-and-out right back, so you feel that maybe they'll just settle into their position, or they could, in theory, go to a flat four and move Kerkez a little further forward. We'll keep an eye, but it looks like they're going to stay the same, and that is a direct swap then. But we'll keep an eye and see how that develops as the Swiss are about to get us underway at the start of this second half with a 2-goal advantage, a very impressive opening 45 minutes for Murat Yakin's side. Born in Basel, of course. He's had the job since August 2021. And it's a bit of a golden time for this Switzerland side, as we mentioned near the start of the show. They've reached the knockout stages of the last 5 major tournaments. We'll bring you through the two teams and how they line up at the start of this second half. But it does look at this moment in time as though we're sticking with a flat 3, but we shall see. And, defensive bolsterings to replace Adam Long potentially.
It's like German,
40 seconds gone in the
French,
second half.
and
As
I
for
don't
so
know,
much of the opening 45
German,
minutes
French,
here on
Italian,
TalkSport
maybe?
on Euro Game Day Live, Switzerland in possession towards the edge of their own penalty area. That's nodded forward into a slightly more advanced position that time by Kerkez. But now the defensive work is required, and it's carried out this time by Solai on this left-hand side of the back 3. It'll be a throw for Switzerland down this near touchline, which Vidmar, who was booked early on in the game, will take. He's midway inside the Hungarian half as he just looks for some slightly better options being offered up to him down this near touchline. In fact, a succession of red players almost running a circle before he decides that he's actually going to flick the ball on. And he does, and the chase on foot. And Doyu's done brilliantly, and he pulls it back for the shot from Dier that's blocked inside the penalty area. Again, it looked like there was no danger whatsoever until we saw the pace of Ndoye. And all of a sudden, that Hungarian defence was creaking once more.
It's almost continuing, isn't it, after what happened in the first half and just under pressure. I just think in terms of pace and power and enthusiasm, Switzerland are there. They're certainly used to playing. Again, we talk about can't underestimate what it's like when you're playing for your country in your very first game in a major tournament. So important to be experienced.
There's the shot again coming in from Dier at the edge of the penalty area on his left foot. It lacks power, but it's still forced to save from Gulacsi down to his right-hand side.
Switzerland are the team looking as if they want to put this game to bed. You're expecting Hungary to come out and really be a lot better, more positive in the second half, but no. It's the Swiss who are looking to say, no, we want to score that third goal and really make sure we've got all 3 points.
Ben de Goose Bula, the player that's come on, has just gone up to right wing back. That's all he's done. And they've just moved Fiola infield slightly as the corner comes in, and it's only half cleared. It nearly came to Xhaka, and then he's hacked clear by Szoboszlai around the penalty spot. And again, far from sure-footed defending from this Hungarian side. And the Swiss leading by 2-0 and incomplete control.
I know what you mean.
In absolute control. And I am surprised that's been the only substitution,
I
because
know,
it's not been good enough from Hungary. They would have known that.
Like, English is my first
the three
language,
at the back isn't working.
but I know a little bit of French and Spanish, respectively.
Steve Clark have tried something different. Well,
I also kind of want to learn sign language.
Marco Rossi should be trying something different. And 3 at the back, 5 at the back. No, it's just not been working.
Interesting thing about Bendegus Bula is that he's actually been a Wolves player since 2021. He's just never been seen anywhere around Molineux or the training ground whatsoever. He's been out on loan for all of that period. Here come Hungary. Maybe this is going to be a little bit better as the early left-footed ball is played in by Kerkez, but it's blocked at the edge of the penalty area. They do have possession this time. They're a little further forward. Noid, who was really disappointing in the opening 45 minutes, and as we were rewatching some of the highlights on our monitors at half-time, it was fairly clear that his activity levels haven't been huge.
No, I mean, Switzerland for me dominated the game, and you dominate a game in midfield. I think Schaefer, at least he was trying to get close, and he went close to getting a yellow card, but at least he was rattling a few, saying, I'm not going to let you have time on the ball. Whereas Nodge didn't really do anything, so I personally would have taken him off.
Schaefer gets it forward. Kerkez's cross is half blocked out, and Xhaka will pick up the loose ball at the edge of his own penalty area and goes back towards the danger zone. But such is the calmness of Granit Xhaka. And then I have to say, he looks a different player since he's been working with Xabi Alonso. Rodriguez clips the ball forward to the edge of the penalty area, and Galachi comes out to collect. Do you agree that Xhaka looks a different player?
I think his last season at Arsenal
back,
was sensational. And who would have thought just a few seasons ago that
I don't know what keeps me going, actually. I think I just got lucky today. I woke up and I'm like, whoa, it's only 7:15. I can still get my stream
which is why
going.
Declan Rice was able to then play into that position, play a little bit further forward. But under Xabi Alonso, as you say, I think he's absolutely dominating this role.
Brilliant down this left-hand side towards the edge of the penalty area. A chance for Hungary, maybe. Soboslai at the edge of the box gets a shot away, but the offside flag was up. Roland Schuloy was the player that accepted it first, and I think he was the player that was in an offside position, but assistant on the far side was happy to let play go just in case.
I think I need one more cup of coffee,
It was actually a really good
I'm going to
first
go make
touch.
one. Hang on, guys.
This is where you want Soboslai to pick up the ball on the edge of the box. It wasn't the best of shots, but just seeing him playing almost wide at times of a front three, that's not his position. He needs to come inside. He needs to know when to do that. Again, I would rather see him. We talk about losing the midfield battle, which therefore you control the tempo of the game. I'd rather see him come inside.
5 minutes into the second half on TalkSport. Euro Game Day live from either Spain against Croatia. That game coming up, 5 o'clock kickoff UK time, 8 o'clock tonight here on TalkSport, Italy against Albania. And then we're off to Selhurst Park, not for football, but for boxing. Billum Smith against Riakporhe. It will be a belter, and it's live tonight from 10 o'clock on TalkSport. All the build-up, the undercard, over on TalkSport 2. Edge of his own penalty area. Granit Xhaka again, just so calm and collected when in possession for the Swiss. That was flicked on towards the edge of the penalty area again. It's half cleared. Bit better from Hungary at the start of this second half, but now a chance for the Swiss to attack. Down this right-hand side with Ndoye getting out wide to Vidmar. Vidmar will just check infield again. Nice ball. Clever. Picks out Xhaka. Just helps it on its way once more to Rodriguez, who's joined it. Now wide on that left-hand side. A chance for Abasher maybe to deliver. No, just gets it back. First Swiss player to assist and score in a Euros game is Abasher. He's never won a game by more than 2 goals in the Euros as well, the Swiss. So they'll be eyeing that one up, I'm sure, today. Now down this right-hand side of Ndoye. It's a good bit of defending this time round from Kerkez.
Just finishing on what you were saying about Granit Xhaka, though. I thought in his last season at Arsenal he was superb, but playing for Leverkusen and playing more in that sort of holding, just controlling it. If he needs to win the ball back, he can, but just doing the simple things well. He puts himself in really good positions where it always looks like he's got time. That's what the top players do. So, and if he hasn't got time, he'll play one touch. If he has, then he'll look up. He'll normally just try and play the closest pass to him. But a couple of times as well, he will look up and play the ball in behind. So he's become such an intelligent player. He really has. And yeah, there's no doubt about it. I think he was superb, as I say, by the end of his Arsenal career, but he's gone another level and beyond playing for Leverkusen under Xabi Alonso.
Quickly run you through this Hungarian side. Galachi is the keeper, Salai, Orban, and now Fiolo are the centre-halves. The wing-backs, Kerkez and Bula, as our break off for a moment because Rodriguez is on the attack here for Switzerland with Xhaka on that left-hand side. Gets it
That's right. That's right.
Picked
Paul
up by
Scott.
Abasher inside
Prove
the penalty
the haters
area.
wrong.
Coming in this time from Vargas, and it has to be well saved by Galachi.
And again, that man, the captain, the most capped player for his country, Granit Xhaka, involved, playing little 1-2 touch passes, plays it into Vargas, who does a good shot. It's a decent save in the end. Again, if anything, I'm going to say, where's the next goal going to come from? Really, we need to be saying it coming from Hungary, but no, it looks like it's going to come from Switzerland.
Finishing that Hungarian team, Nodge and Schaefer, the two in central midfield, then
Holy
Soboslai,
crap.
Varga and Shaloy up front.
Well, we're here for
Sommer
you,
who's in goal
HG.
for Switzerland, Cher, Akanji and Rodriguez across the back. Abasher and Vidmar are the two.
You getting time off quick?
Freuler
Or are
and
you getting
Xhaka
time
in
off
midfield,
soon?
and then Vargas, Dia and Ndoye, the furthest players forward for Switzerland.
Yeah,
They have
Spain
possession
and
on
Croatia is
that far
going to
touchline. 9
hopefully
minutes into the
be
second half. You're listening to Talk
really
Sport.
good.
Hungary 0, Switzerland 2. This game, of course, in Scotland's group, so it has a huge bearing on the Tartan Army. These two are the next opponents of Scotland. It'll be the 23rd of June in Stuttgart that Hungary take on Scotland. And, of course, the 19th of June here in Cologne, that it will be Scotland against Switzerland. Both games you'll
We're
hear,
playing
of
in
course,
Cologne right
live,
now.
on the Talk Sport network, as you will all 51 games at these Euros. Possession with Hungary again. Now, Soboslai down this left-hand side. Little turn of pace to get him forward. Over halfway, then checks in
Canada
field.
was
He's been tracked all the
disappointing,
time
false
by
god. They were so
Day,
disappointing.
who's done really well. And now a chance once more.
I don't even think we
for
scored a
Hungary
goal.
to build from halfway. Wide on this left-hand side.
It was
Shalai
terrible.
cutting in field on his right foot. It's
Freaking
better.
terrible.
Shalai still going, gets fouled. That's going to be a free kick, and it's literally just off the angle of the penalty area on this left-hand side, 2 or 3 yards outside the penalty area, and a real chance here for Soboslai.
Yeah, I think Ndoye is slightly unlucky there, but he has gone in to the Hungarian, there's no doubt about it. And again, we talk about 2-0, 2-1 makes such a big difference. So what don't you do? You don't give away silly fouls on the edge of the box. And Hungary's best chance so far has come from this kind of in-swinging free kick, where we did feel that Willy Orban should have done a little bit better. It's a very similar position, and I do think Szoboszlai can actually put a bit more pace on this on as well.
Ndoye's father was Senegalese, but qualified for Switzerland by his mother. Almost 11 minutes into the second half. Szoboszlai might fancy goal here. It's about 23, 24 yards out. He got himself a slightly better angle, because I'm not sure that's quite where the foul took place. There's two in the wall, two red shirts on this near side, those being Vargas and Ndoye. But the right foot of Szoboszlai and 5 white shirts all lurking in a line around the penalty spot on this left-hand side here for Hungary. Chance, Szoboszlai does whip it in, but not too much pace on it. It needed some help on
we
its
still
way.
didn't do good. I don't think
it was either Orban
we didn't
or
do well.
Saloy that got there, but it will be a corner down this
It's
left-hand side.
disappointing.
Maybe a little more pace required that time from that ball in by Szoboszlai. Let's see what he can do with the corner. The efforts in the first half weren't the best. Goes short this time. Kerkez comes out to Shaloy. Here he is again down this left-hand side. Szoboszlai, he's just miscontrolled it. That's the story of his afternoon.
Oh, I think that sums up not just him, but Hungary so far. You know, got the chance to put the ball in.
The other one
Again,
too
maybe just
is,
shows a little lack of confidence. The fact that you play a short corner.
There's going to be that
2 or 3
tri-nation. It's
passes,
going to
comes
be
back out to
United
him, and it
States,
has to be
Canada,
pinged
and
into
Mexico. I hope
Fair
we have
play
our
to
best team for that.
Ruben Vargas, who tried to get tight, and he missed it, but because of that, Szoboszlai wasn't able to concentrate on the ball. He should have done.
But the Belgian game
Again,
was
just shows a
sad.
little bit off Hungary.
They could have beat the Belgians, man. I'm telling you. The
Euro
Belgians
game day
played
live
so
on
bad.
Sport 2. And so far,
That
it's
was
Switzerland's day. They lead by 2-0. And of course, we've got more live football to come with Alex Crook and Alan Pardew talking you through Spain against Croatia.
Morocco surprised everyone.
It's our 5 o'clock kickoff today. Oh, that's
Morocco
terrible
was
from
really
Hungary, given away
surprising.
immediately
Really
to
surprising.
the charging Ndoye down
I
this
think
right-hand
Morocco
side.
went
Shoots,
furthest they'd ever gone.
pops it over the bar. A few frustrated players in red shirts around him who feel they were in better positions maybe than taking a shot from the edge of the penalty area. But when you're gifted a ball like that, what else are you going to do?
Well, Attila Fiona, I haven't been overly impressed with him, I have to say, defensively. He looks not quite the athlete you'd want him to be. Certainly not playing in that wing back position. He's now playing as a right centre half. He's trying to put a 50-yard cross-field pass as if he's Tony Kroos. Giving the ball away, I don't blame Ndoye having a pop, because he's ran with the ball and he's got to pretty much the edge of the box without anyone engaging on him. He's got to have that composure. And if you are going to go on and shoot and be slightly selfish, you need to get the target, otherwise you know people will have a pop at you.
Yes, forward he goes. That's a clever bit of play on this side by Soboslai. There's going to be a second yellow card for the Swiss, and it's gone to Remo Freuler for that challenge on Soboslai. Oh, he's very late, yeah.
It's clever play
false
from
god.
Soboslai. Again,
False
he's
god,
one
like
of those
Freuler
players that
sounds
really is number
like
8.
more
He's playing
German
out
to
wide,
me,
wants to come
like
inside.
German
He's
descent.
just think the ball down round 1. He's playing a 1-2, and Freuler's realised he's not going to get there, so he's pulled it down.
Freuler, one of those Bologna players who's had that successful season in Serie A. Soboslai, this time the delivery is much better. It has to be headed over by Kanji this time, and it will be another corner.
It was much better. It was to the far post.
Oh no, actually he's giving the offside flag, I think.
Yeah. But at least the ball in was better. You know, the players have to time their runs and look along the line, but if the ball in is not good, there's nothing you can do about that. It's got to be better. Looking towards your captain. Yes, he's young, but he's your main man, and you want to star. He's done really well for Liverpool in his first season in the Premier League. And now you're looking to him when the chips are down. Not just him, of course, but what can he do? And set piece is so important when you're not playing well.
I did notice at half-time some of the Swiss fans indulging in a bratwurst or two, but did you know that in Switzerland it's considered sacrilege to put mustard on a bratwurst? So none of them had mustard. They all just had the sausage.
Is that right?
Apparently so, yeah.
What did they go for then?
Nothing, just the sausage and the bun. That's it, end of story. In Switzerland, you don't put mustard on your bratwurst. If you ever go to Switzerland...
I promise I won't put mustard on.
Yeah, don't put mustard on. They don't like it. They look very dry. I won't. The supporters that were munching at half-time, it didn't look the most pleasant experience, but I think they had plenty of other things to keep them happy today, as opposed to worrying about mustard on their hot dogs, because they've got a 2-goal advantage while enjoying some of the fare on offer. I was listening in midweek to the first preview show with Adrian Durham and Jeff Stelling and co, where they were berating the delicacies of Germany. Basically, food-wise, if you're going to take in the local delicacies, it's not really up to much, I think, was the general phrase.
Is that what they're saying?
They were, yeah.
They've got to be careful, people in glass houses, because I've heard people having to go at English food.
Well, there is that too. They're probably fussy eaters, aren't they? I suspect Adrian's just tucking into his ham and eggs, as he likes to do anyway. It's there's no doubt about it. You've got to go to Germany and have a bratwurst, haven't you?
Of course you have. A beer and a bratwurst.
I think the words from Adrian, I'm not having any of that sauerkraut stuff, but there we go. Oh, Rodriguez has gone down. Was he fouled in the process? Well, the referee says yes, actually. There was a foul in the end, but the shot had gone over. Rodriguez certainly isn't going to throw himself to the floor in that instance. It was almost the perfect moment. I think there was a potential for an offside there as well, as Barnabas Varga was running through. There is some contact in Rodriguez, but I mean, he put it over anyway.
No, exactly. And there's 2 chances or 2 opportunities to say that he's fouled or it shouldn't be allowed anyway. 1, the offside, 2, the foul itself.
You're on our side.
Stick the ball in the back of the
You're
net
embraced,
and then
man.
have a look around to see if it's allowed or not.
You are Canadian,
and that's something he
now.
hasn't done. And again, that shows the lack of confidence. It just shows exactly where Hungary are right now. They don't really look like scoring. And even when they have an opportunity to score, whether it be allowed or not, they don't stick the ball in the back of the net. It's been really disappointing.
Well, dude, you could probably get across the border yourself. It's easy to get in here.
High boot is going to be penalised there from Dan Ndoye. He was on Kerkez, and that will be a free kick for Hungary in the left-back position on this near side of the field as things stand. And, well, you feel there's going to have to be a moment or a change coming there. They are doing better, but again, clinically, in and around those dangerous areas, the final third, still not looking that brilliant. On the charge here to Soboslai, who's about 35 yards out from goal on his right.
They'll let you in,
Gets
HT.
into this left-hand side where he finds Shaloy,
Just
who gets
bring
into the penalty area, and the header is put over the bar. Well, what a
that's close.
opportunity for Barnabas Varga. It's a wonderful delivery from Shaloy, and it's a free header.
Shaloy.
And he's put it wide.
Oh, my goodness. And that would have been allowed. What a wonderful cross that is. And he's free. He's 8 yards out. He's actually connected really well, and you can see what he's trying to do, head it almost back where it came from, giving Sommer no chance whatsoever. But you have to hit the target there. Hit the target.
You
Sommer's
have
got
to
no
hit the
chance. You're
target
back in the
there.
game.
Well, he's a player, of course, that had been scoring goals in qualifying, 4 goals in total. And his league record over the last couple of seasons, 20 goals this season, 24 last season. He got 6 in 8 internationally. You just don't expect him to miss opportunities like that.
The thing is, when you're 2-0 down, you're under pressure, and you're not getting too many opportunities. When they do come, you have to be clinical. And as you rightly say, 6 goals in 11 caps. 4 in his last 4. He got 2 against Israel. The one person you'd probably want to be in that particular position, right in front of goal, unmarked, 8 yards out, with a header, is Barnabas Varga.
And after we're done here, of course, we'll bring you Spain against Croatia. We're working Alex Cook quite hard today. Earlier on today, he was updating us on the latest transfer news. Of course, talksport.com. You'll find his transfer notebook. The ownership of Everton, one of the things he was chatting about this morning, and the potential move of Jared Branthwaite as well, with Manchester United looking to sign him from Everton. All that is on talksport.com. And don't forget to get following us on the social media as well for all of the other stuff you see from our travels around Germany. Some of it is quite fantastic, to be fair.
He also does the Euro podcast.
Anyone else on that we know?
I can't think. I might be on it tomorrow morning.
Oh, okay. It's just the two of you?
With Sam, of course. Actually, no, I don't think Crookie's there tomorrow. I think he's got some travelling to do. May be having Jim White.
Oh, well, there we go. If, Jim's got plenty to say, I'm sure. Well, maybe little bit less after last night's game. Who knows? Imagine having to sit next to Simon Jordan after that.
I know.
Oh, blimey. They'll be back, of course, on Monday from 10.
He'll be glad that was a Friday night and a couple of days to digest before they get back on again.
All of the colour from Euro 2024 across the TalkSport network. Soboslai out wide to the left-hand edge of the penalty area. Lovely ball, lovely header, and they're back in the game. And he makes no mistake this time. Barnabas Varga. Right place, right time.
Holy
into the
shit.
6-yard box. Soboslai gets his assist as well. And Hungary bring this place to life.
Wow.
The Cologne Stadium erupts. 65 on the clock. Hungary 1, Switzerland 2.
Much better.
That
you
was
have to say in the
huge.
second half, Hungary and Switzerland, well, they've had a couple of chances to make it 3, but they just feel like they've taken the foot off the gas. No doubt about it. Hungary have stepped it up, and Szoboszlai on that left-hand side comes inside. No one's stopping the cross, first and foremost. He's obviously going to come onto his right foot, and then at the far post, we talked about how clever it was to play Abashir out on the left-hand side. Well, defensively, it's not quite the best, and Varga comes in. It's such a delicious, inviting ball. He just makes sure he gets there first, Varga. Some feels he can't come out. And again, we talk about sometimes just hitting the target when you're that close. He makes sure he does that time, and that means they are very much back in the game.
Kleinheiser has arrived for Nash. And another change for Hungary. You're just going to that midfield, Will. Kleinheiser wearing the 15.
Yeah, that was a huge goal.
And we're going to see a change as well here for the Swiss. And in fact, we're going to see a double change for the Swiss, it would appear. So an instant reaction coming from Murat Yakin. Leonidas Sturgu is going to be one of those players who comes on. But they're going to have to wait a moment. And now it really is game on. Quarter of the game still to play. Hungary 1, Switzerland 2 on
Let's see what Hungary can do now.
Substitution I perhaps would have made at half-time, but at least he's come on now, Kleinheiser, and it's 2-1. Very much back in the game.
I got to update.
Of course, from
I'm going to be out of the
Burnley.
chat
He's
for
one of the
like
players
2-3 minutes.
Field and play, and he's going to replace Quadrodia, who's had a terrific first international start. And then the other change is going to see Sylvain Vidmoa depart as well. And that, as I say, will bring the introduction of Leonidas Sturgu, who will just slot into that right-back position. And as mentioned up front, we will see Amdoni of Burnley, of course, finished the season the best of all.
They've got plenty of time left too, and Switzerland's got 2 yellow cards against them.
During qualifying. and trying to get a shot away is Shaloi inside the penalty area again. And Hungary have got a renewed belief about them. And all of a sudden it's Switzerland who look all at 6s and 7s.
Absolutely. It's amazing the difference that a goal makes. When people say 2-0 is a difficult scoreline. Look, give me 2-0 any day of the week. I'll take that. But if you do concede that goal, then psychologically, not only does it, give the impetus to the team that just scored, but you do start to get a little bit nervous. And if Switzerland don't come away with all 3 points in this game, they will be absolutely kicking
Okay, I
themselves.
gotta restart. I'm gonna leave it running, but I'm still out of chat.
It looks like it was slightly trickier for Switzerland, and it probably, if anything, it may have done Hungary a favour on the stroke of half-time, because there was this slight change in attitude at the start of the second half.
I think they've been a lot better. I think they have to step it up. Again, still, give me a goal more than anything else, and I'll take that, whether it be 1-0 and even more 2-0. But it's almost as if Hungary realised how poor they were, and they have to step it up. Again, I talked about
Holy crap.
From an individual basis. The manager can make changes. He can make, whether it's substitutions, whether it's different change of system. Sometimes the player just needs to look at himself and say, I need to do a lot better. I need to, both with and without the ball. Scotland weren't able to do that, although second half I think they were, although Germany maybe just stepped the foot off the gas themselves. But I do think in this second half, Hungary have thought we have to at least try. We can't go out losing this game 2 or even 3-0. It really is game on now.
Attila Salai has gone into the book for a yellow card. Here's the resultant free kick. Swung over towards the penalty spot by Ruben Vargas. Taken down on that far touchline. And it's Ndoye who will just keep possession. He'll go back towards halfway. Ricardo Rodriguez is there. There's just not been as much control in the second half from the likes of Granit Xhaka, who we were purring about in that opening 45 minutes. He's not just seen as much of the ball. Akanji's not been on it as much, have they?
Yeah, I think in the start of the second half, you remember, maybe the first 5 minutes, Switzerland carried on how they were in the first half. They were very good. But, psychologically, when you're 2-0 up, you're thinking, OK, we need to maybe just game management, hold it. And that means you're not quite at it in the way that you are at, say, 0-0 or even 1-0. Hungary are more desperate. You're trying to control the game and do that game management. It's not an easy thing to do to keep it going, but there's no doubt about it. Granit Xhaka's not been in control as he was before.
And Ndoye on the left-hand side here has got support. And Ndoye's inside the penalty area, shoots, deflected, and behind for what will be a corner.
And what they can't afford to do, Hungary, now, is after you've got it back to 2-1, if you concede and make it 3-1, I think psychologically that will be the massive blow that will see them off here. But good defending in the end. As he comes inside, he shouldn't be allowed inside by Fiola. He gets the help across, doesn't he?
And it struck Orban's hands, who has them well tucked and tied up behind his back for sure. Vargas trying to get the ball back from the Swiss supporters who are behind the goal. Some of them dressed as cows with their udders and their bells. I know. There's nothing like dressing up for a day out in the football.
I was expecting you to come like that.
Well, I just wonder what customs make of it when you land, or if you're in that outfit, I assume, anyway. Hungary 1, Switzerland 2, 18 and a half minutes to go. Swung to the edge of the 6-yard box, free header and down and wide. What an opportunity for Fabian Schär.
If they get a defenseman, or not even a defenseman, if they go down a man,
it's all over. And I'll tell you what, that
it'll
is
be
a great
time for
opportunity. It's a
Hungary
good
to
battle
move
between
ahead.
him and Fiola does just enough. But Schär will be thinking to himself, again, I've got to get a cleaner connection on that.
Well, Kalachi's getting nowhere near it, is he, in any way, shape or form?
No.
The Swiss are preparing yet another change. We'll give you details on that in a moment. This game absolutely sprung to life. 18 minutes remaining. Hungary 1, Switzerland 2. You're listening to Talk Sport. It's Euro Game Day Live. Nodded on this time down this left-hand side. Drilled across the edge of the 6-yard box. Brilliantly by Kerkez. And it has to be gathered by Zoma that time. Otherwise, that would have been 2-2.
What a first-time ball that was. He's so unlucky. Sommer does so well because he pings it in across without even looking. It's a great strike. And Varga was there at the far post just waiting to tap it in.
I mean, based on some of his earlier misses, there's no guarantee he would have scored.
That's true.
However, the confidence of a goal already for Barnabas Varga may well have delivered the equaliser there. And Kerkez is now getting into those positions we weren't seeing him in.
Field of Hungary are now dominating the game more so than they were in the first half. Again, we talked about Granit Xhaka, how he was on top, bossing it like Toni Kroos was yesterday. Now, not so much. And because Hungary do have more possession, they're able to get their wider players involved a lot more.
Vargas is going off. Briel Mbulo is the player that is coming on, wearing the number 7 again. He's had injury problems with a
This
thigh
cup of
problem,
coffee tastes even
come
better.
back from a cruciate ligament problem. But Mbulo is on for the last 17 minutes of this game in place of Ruben.
Yeah, it kind of forces them to be a certain way.
We will see what comes from here. An extra thing for Hungary to be worried about at the back. However, I'm more concerned at the moment.
Like Scotland lost a
with finding
player
an
right before
equalising
first
goal
half ended.
in what's been a much better kind of last 15 minutes or so for the Hungarians and for Marco Rossi's side. This time it's Rodriguez clipping it forward. First touches off the chest that time of Mbulo. No pressure from him on the ball as it goes all the way back to Galacci away to our right-hand side.
Okay, False God, I got a question.
Hungary will build from the back this time. Much
What
better
should I
possession
smoke
in the
out of
second
False
period.
God? This?
That ball's flicked on and picked up by Freuler on halfway. Freuler again.
Or should I smoke out of this?
Get involved once more. He just touches it round to Rodriguez, who, while slipping over, clips the ball over the top and tries to encourage that chase from Mbulo, who almost got there in the end, but
Yeah, and they had already been scored on once or twice.
Mbulo's
Like,
there
it was
again.
just done.
Keeps the ball alive. And Doyle
Go down
into
by
the
2
box,
goals,
into
you
the
lose
D, trying to work on
a
his right
guy
foot. Mbulo's
before
gone
first
further
half.
forward.
Yeah, good
The
luck.
chase is on inside the penalty area. There was a little flick that time infield by Andoni, and in the end, Galacci has to gather.
This is a legit corncob pipe, just like Frosty the
I think
Snowman.
for a barnstorming finish.
Absolutely. That's what we want, really, isn't it? Especially if you're a neutral. Not quite sure what's going to happen. Switzerland in full control. It looked like at half-time they're going to win this reasonably easily. Or you're certainly waiting to see what kind of reaction Hungary can come with.
There's a chance maybe for Mbulo. Goes down in the box as he just tried to slip away, but no appeals because there was nothing doing. I'm just wondering, if you're a neutral, does that make you a Switzerland fan in this?
Oh,
in
very
this
good.
instance?
Very good. I like it.
Someone sent me a message earlier saying they were very
It's pretty
fond
cool.
of
It
someone's
only
performance.
cost me like
I didn't use
$10,
that one. I
right? So
thought,
for $10,
we'll
it's
move on from
great.
that.
It's awesome for $10.
And yet you somehow have slipped it in.
Well, you know, and in case people think it's too cheesy, I've given the credit to somebody else. There you go. That's the way to do it, you see. Long ball forward here that's gathered by Zoma away to our left-hand side. Wonderful atmosphere inside the stadium.
Yeah.
43,000 packed
Cheers,
in.
False
There are a few
God.
empty
Cheers,
seats.
HG.
That was purely with people queuing in terms of gathering up their refreshments. And I mean, the atmosphere in and around the cities across Germany, certainly in Munich with the Scots around, was quite spectacular. Kekes coming forward here for Hungary. Lifts the ball into the penalty area. Headed away. And it comes out on this right-hand side to Fiola. And it's back in field. Here's Kleinheiser. What's he going to do? He's going to push it wide to that right-hand side. Chance may be to deliver a ball into the penalty area for Bolo, and he does towards the back edge of the box. It's picked up once more, this time by Kekes, who's manhandled to the ground. That time by Ndoye. And the free kick has gone Switzerland's way.
I don't see how that's not a foul from Ndoye.
Yeah, for the
Okay,
most
okay,
part,
not
I
the other
agree,
way round.
False
He's
God.
kind of
For the most part.
pushed him down. He's gone down.
I'll do dabs, but
Kekes has
I don't have a
then
rig.
kind of flicked his boot, but I felt that was initially a foul from
I
Ndoye.
only do them like with other
He
people.
certainly wandered away muttering,
But yeah,
but he's not very happy about
mostly
it. I think,
flour. I've done
would
some
be
vape
I'm
pens.
not a great lip reader.
Those are
of
okay, but
Hungarian,
I
if
don't.
I'm honest,
I haven't
Kekes
bought a
doesn't
vape
look
pen or
happy about
anything
it.
like
There's
that. But so yeah,
another change coming
usually
for
flour like
Hungary here,
90%
and
of
I'm
the
thinking
time.
of a second one as well. We are going to see Martin Dardoy, who's going to come into the fray. That's for sure. And that will depend on the referee allowing that substitution to take place fairly swiftly, should that end up happening. In the meantime, and considering their options as they try and get themselves back on terms in this game.
I actually sort of like the cough.
And, there's no doubt
like
that the second
flour
half
has the
much
chlorophyll
better.
in it,
And the
so
introduction,
you cough
when
more.
it comes, of course,
And then the concentrates, you cough
of
less because
the,
they've had the chlorophyll
Martin
removed or more of
Dardoy
it
will be
removed.
quite
But I don't know.
interesting
I
to
kind of
see how
like the
that
cough.
pans
It's
out.
kind of
Reminded we've got
satisfying.
Spain against Croatia coming for you at 5 o'clock UK time. Italy against Albania tonight, and don't forget England are in action tomorrow as well. And that will be huge tomorrow evening.
Ferris, what's up, dude? Yeah,
Also,
piss eggs.
Poland tomorrow,
Marinated
Slovakia
in
and
little
Denmark
boy
too.
pea. Fuck.
Plenty of live
Want
football
some
as we
boy
bring you every
piss
game
eggs?
across the Talk Sport network over
God,
the
it
next
makes
few
me
weeks,
so proud to be a
from
Canadian.
Germany. And more live sports.
Like, yeah, we
tonight,
don't
remember,
do that
once
with
we've
our
finished at
eggs
10
here.
o'clock
Thanks, though.
with a boxing for you, Bill Smith against Reactor. That's live and exclusive from Selhurst Park, and we'll have that for you tonight from 10 o'clock.
I was actually invited to go to that.
Piss
fight.
eggs for everybody.
Are you tempted?
Very tempted.
Should
be a really good one.
Yeah, no, it should be a really good fight tonight. We shall see what pans out.
Put
in that
again on
instant.
the end of it, Ferris. Normalize
Particularly
piss
with,
eggs
Philip
again.
Smith in the open air fights in the summer. Well, I wouldn't say summer, but we haven't really witnessed much summer in
not in England.
In England, that's for sure.
No, but Selhurst Park would be a great atmosphere.
Yeah, you would think so. Finally, they've got around to making the substitution here, and we have seen the introduction of Martin Dodoy, centre back. So Hungary again will make a little change of some description here. It's a double change as well. Kerkez, just as he was getting into the game, has been replaced too by Martin Adam. And on that right-hand side, Hungary have possession as we head towards the last 10.5 minutes of this game. Hungary 1, Switzerland 2.
Man,
Wonderful
it's so nice
atmosphere
out
inside the
afterwards.
stadium,
we might have to go do some
Hungary want to leave
IRL.
it smiling. They are, at the
Not
very
for
least,
long.
gonna
We'll do like
try
an hour or something
drive an
before the next
equaliser out
game
of this
starts
game.
because it's freaking nice out,
Throwing
you
on the
guys. It's
near
really
side.
nice.
Fabian Cher is
I'll go
picking
do
his
some
foul. There's a little
IRL.
bit of
I'll
crap
walk to
there as well
McDonald's
for
and I'll eat a bunch of
Newcastle
food
centre-half.
like a big
He's
pig.
going to allow the physio to come on. It's, I think, an injury that he's caused himself just by the way he landed as he tried to take that ball with both feet off the ground.
Yeah, I think he's just almost, he's done the inside of his knee just as he's fallen down.
He's certainly in some discomfort. Having words with the referee, Slavko Vincic. And it's just a little bit of ice has done the job. I just think he landed awkwardly. It sometimes happens, doesn't it? You'll know far more than me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, his touch wasn't the best. And then as he fell down, I think just the medial ligament on his left leg just kind of tweaked it a bit. Hopefully he'll be okay. It looks to be okay and ready to come on.
Well, there's a couple of changes from the Hungarian side. Martin Adam will go up top, and here he is with that bristling beard as he left, but he plays the ball in early, headed away. Only half-headed clear, though, from the edge of the 6-yard box by Rodriguez. And now an opportunity down this left-hand side again for
Okay,
Adam.
chat.
And
I dropped you guys a
dizzy work of
question. Have a
Shaw
look.
as he gets it towards the back post again, heading up in the air by Rodriguez again, and half-headed clear towards the edge of the penalty area, trying to work the shot, and it takes it down on his chest, and then eventually the clearance comes up towards halfway. But Galacci has come all the way out to gather that for Hungary. Almost
Yeah,
into
it's
the
really
centre
nice
circle
here
on
at
that
False
occasion.
God. So
Charlotte, round
this
the corner
game's
he
gonna
plays it
end
towards the edge of the penalty area,
like,
but it's
I don't know,
comfortably
15
cleared.
minutes maybe.
And now a chance
And
maybe
then
for Switzerland to gather some possession. It is
maybe 20
an
minutes, and then
opportunity
yeah,
for
we'll go do that because then I'll have about an hour before the next
win
game
that
starts.
first time, and now he gets the support of Ndoye on this right-hand side.
Okay, Ferris.
Inside the centre
Okay,
circle.
Ferris. Yeah, if you stay,
Again with Rodriguez.
if you stay all the way
Best
with
passage
me
of play that Switzerland
from
had for a while
the end of
here.
this all the way there, I'll let you pick something. You guys can
8
both
minutes
pick
remaining.
something.
Hungary 1, Switzerland 2. And again, Rodriguez wide on that left-hand side. Happy to keep the ball for the Swiss.
If you donate, I'll let you
Looking
pick
after
the
it in
whole.
the middle of
I'll
the
let you
park.
pick whatever you want, and you
Once
can
more with
pick.
a Kanji.
You can
Those
pick
in
like a
red.
bunch of stuff.
Just keeping control of this game, and that's a lovely slip ball through inside.
But you
the
don't have
penalty
to,
area,
though.
the
I'm
post
going
shot.
either way.
And it took some really good defending, and it was clever. I think Ndoye suffering a little bit there with a bit of cramp as well as he stretched out to try and divert that goalwards. It was a delicious ball over the top, though. But in the end, it was very well defended too, because he did enough to put Ndoye.
Yes, he did. It was a great ball. It was a decent first touch, but he still wasn't able to get over the top of it. Maybe just it was a little bit away, and I think it shows how tired he is. He was just stretching for it and got a little bit of cramp at the end.
Yeah, Dardoy have come on to do the defending and did it quite brilliantly. Shaloy on the charge here. Once more for Hungary, wide to that right-hand side.
Ferris.
Can they try and
I
make
hate
something
you
happen
so
in the
much,
dying
Ferris.
embers of this game? 7 minutes remaining.
Okay, Ferris.
Hungary 1,
Ferris,
Switzerland
if you
2.
don't, okay,
You're
Ferris.
listening to Euro Game Day Live on
If you
TalkSport.
want, Ferris.
Kanji again.
Maybe
Doing the
not
hard
today,
work required.
but a
It's possibly
different
one of the
time,
foulest
dude.
throws I've ever seen.
We'll do one like that. Like I'll get the price of a Filet-O-Fish and a McFlurry,
But the referee not interested.
and then you can donate
Dodoy coming
to
forward
cover
here
that,
for
and then we'll mix up the Filet-O-Fish into the McFlurry,
halfway.
and I'll eat the whole thing.
Just taking his time. Shaloy wide on this left-hand side. Infield again. Can the Swiss hold on? Don't forget, Spain against Croatia coming up.
Filet-O-Fish McFlurry, though, like, for fuck's sakes.
Do shopping or take the kids to the park, whatever it is. Then make sure you take TalkSport and the TalkSport app with you, because we will guide you through this tournament,
Soccer
whatever
is for
you are up to.
gays.
I think you have to work some of the days. I mean, imagine that. When the Euros are on, work. I see some very funny gifs and memes about the idea of men literally parking themselves for 3 matches, one after the other, a day, which I think is perfectly normal to do.
Yeah, you have to do what you have to do. Simple as that.
The Swiss fans are still in a glorious, rapturous movement, and so are the Hungarians too, who are enjoying this second half far more than they did the first.
Take the dogs out for a walk for 2.5 hours.
Well, the only one that benefits from that is the dog, probably, I would feel. Inside the centre circle, opportunity now may be here for the Swiss to get forward again, and it's good forward. Really having problems with his cramp on this near side.
Obsessed with balls, that's
We're going
good.
to see a substitution. In fact, we're going to see the final 2 substitutions.
Always touching
coming
balls.
from Switzerland. And it's no surprise that Doy will certainly be one of those. Vincent Sierra is going to be coming into the action, and we're also going to see Freuler depart and be replaced by Fabian Rieder. So a couple of changes there. As we thought, Rieder will come on, and
There's
Doy
a
on this
Pride month? No way.
near side replaced
And why is
by
it this
Vincent
month?
Sierra.
You know, I think it's, again, that sort of game management, isn't it? Any players that are looking tired, you want to change it, and Doy for sure. He's getting cramped a couple of times going down.
We've got, 4.5, just
Fuck,
under
I'm getting
4.5
hungry.
minutes plus added time to play. Hungary 1, Switzerland 2. And there's going to be a free kick, which is going to be delivered here from about 10 yards inside his own half by Soboslai, who,
Yeah,
as we mentioned
I
earlier,
think you're
despite having
right.
that knock in that
I
last
didn't
warm-up
know they
game, has
actually had their own month
survived
now.
86 minutes so far. He's been much better in the
Like, they
second
get-
half,
it's
to be
like-
fair. Got it down at the edge of
They
the
get a
penalty
whole
area.
month, like a
Again,
whole month.
Hungary being able to get a shot away, but the chance might come here on this left-hand side for Shaloy, who just waited a moment, allowed it to bounce. They'll get a throw instead on this near touchline. Taken short as they work it once more on this near side. Soboslai was there. Dodoy. Back out wide on this left-hand side for Dodoy again. Lifting the ball towards the edge of the penalty area. Comes down, chance to get the shot away, but again, it's really good defending from the
It's
Swiss
person's moment.
as they manage to clear their lines from the edge of the penalty area. And now look to counter down that left-hand side, driving forward. And it's going to be an offside flag. Surely, no, it's been left to run, but I think the yellow card's already been given for a foul. And that will be a free kick a little further back for Switzerland. Well, just for a moment, then you thought that Brulo was going to be through, but the challenge on Manduni was penalised first, and Fiola going into the book as well. So they're collecting some yellow cards now, Hungary.
Yeah, I mean,
Ferris, I'm going to be thinking about that Filet-O-Fish McFlurry now.
Through because he was running in from behind, but I think the whistle had already gone.
Ferris, if there was a
The
hell,
worst thing in
like,
the world
that
for the
proves
Swiss,
that,
really, just trying
it's
to
real.
Run
That
down
hell
the
is
clock,
real.
of course. Yeah, I think Murat Yakin is having that discussion with the fourth official right now, as if to say, why didn't you let play continue and book him later? 2.5 minutes, plus added time to play. Hungary 1, Switzerland 2. Here is the free kick for Switzerland. Not committing too many bodies forward here, despite the fact this free kick is, 10, 15 yards inside the Hungary half. They will, at this point, take the victory, I'm sure, despite the fact that they've been much better in this second period. Hungary, they look like they're going to fall a little bit short here, but given the opportunities they've had, there's another foul on Xhaka this time.
Xhaka, Granite
courtesy
Xhaka.
of Andreas Schaefer.
No, to be fair, at least he's trying to get as close as possible. He's not had his best game, but when you're not playing particularly well and getting overrun, as I say, you make a few fouls, you make sure that you're not going to make it easy. In the second half, that's what they've done.
Yakin's rage has got him a yellow card there as well. His fury over the referee not allowing play to continue, and Switzerland have a corner down this right-hand side as we head towards the final minute. And at this point, those red shirts behind that goal are bouncing.
And they should take as long as they possibly are allowed to. Because look, you are 70 seconds away plus injury time from getting such an important win. It's not just 3 points in your first game, but it's also against the team that you would feel are going to be your biggest rivals for second spot.
Yeah, Vincent Sierra was the player who had the shot that was ricocheted out.
Okay, here we go. Extra time or injury time. Injury time, sorry.
An excellent save at the near post. And he says to his defenders, get up. He's done the hard work there. That's a terrific save.
Well, it's a great ball in, and it's
Fried
a great
chicken
header
persons.
as well.
It's a double save as well.
It is, yeah, because he's kicked
Fried
it away.
chicken
First of all, he's
persons.
kept it out, strong left hand. And then before it's even touched the ground, he's reacted really quickly and kicked it off for a corner. But all the while this is happening, the ball's down the wrong end if you're Hungarian.
5 minutes at a time.
Post comfortably cleared away this time by Szoboszlai. And it's going to bounce towards the corner flag, and Shaloi will take the throw deep inside his own territory. In fact, he's going to leave it. And it will be thrown forward as we enter the added time at the end of this game.
Well, this should
And there's
piss
going to
you
be
off,
5
eh?
added minutes. I'm not seeing the ridiculous times we saw with the World Cup, of course, in Qatar 2 years ago. Just the 5 this time.
Yeah, but there's enough time to create one good opportunity. Can they do it?
Down that right-hand side here, they come swinging a first ball into the penalty area, but it's well blocked out as Bola tried to swing it in. Second attempt maybe, this time from a throw-in on that right-hand side. Pass cleared. And they'll just work their way back towards half. Well, dispossessed. Now a chance maybe for Switzerland. Counters on here, there's 3 of them in the attack.
Yeah,
Lovely ball slipped through
MVR's
towards
on
the
my
end of the
time.
penalty area. Goes round the keeper. Cuts it too wide though as it's pulled back and cleared off the line.
Oh, too bad.
Well, that was terrific play, but again, he just overran it, having rounded
Yeah,
the
he's
keeper.
on the same
hard
time
work
as
had
me,
been done.
MVR.
And as the ball was pulled back, there was enough Hungarian bodies back to save the day.
No, absolutely. I mean, so onside. But you have to say, to be fair to Gallucci, he makes sure he goes so wide. By the time he takes his next touch, he's on the byline, just almost cutting the ball back.
Yeah.
It was what was required.
Riding the porcelain bus.
Gallucci is such an experienced goalkeeper, and he used all of that skill and guile on that occasion. But just for a moment there, that was game, set, and match to Switzerland. It means there'll be another nerve-jangling 3.5 minutes here on Euro Game Day Live on Talk Sport. Here comes Akanji inside the centre circle. Clips the ball over the top. Now an opportunity, but that's well defended at the back once more. They'll have to clear at the second attempt here,
Yeah,
which they do.
T.
Down this near
Ferris and the
touchline.
Ferris Army are
Hungary could get
good
it away
laughs.
once more. And I'll need to try and find a way through. Szoboszlai just with a neat little skills, but he had 3 red shirts around him. In the end, the free kick is given.
This
It'll be
coffee
taken by
is so
Szoboszlai.
good.
3 minutes to go on this near touchline. Just inside his own half, he's going to deliver this.
You know, don't mess around with it. Just get it in there and see what happens when you're so close to the end of the game.
This one's with
Yeah,
pace
no, I
and
know
fairly
Ferris.
direct as well, just too much
I
on
saw
it.
his puke content
It's being
before it
chased
all
down
started getting pulled for
quite
self-harm.
vehemently that time by
Oh, look what
Martin
happens.
Adam.
Look
3
what
goals
happened.
to his name in
It's
his
done.
22 appearances
Dunzo.
before today.
He's a big guy, isn't he?
He is. He certainly gives him a slightly different option, the 29-year-old, who made his debut against Serbia in 2022. Now
That
a
was the
chance maybe
first
to wrap the
video.
game up for Switzerland, and they do.
There you go.
And it's done in style.
Okay,
And it's the return.
guys, I'm
As we
shutting this
thought it
one
might,
off,
is that
and I'm going to
danger
go
man.
live in about
He's
10
back
minutes,
to
and we're
victory,
going to
he's back amongst
McDonald's.
the goals.
Okay?
Brilem Bulak wins the game for Switzerland. They've never won a game in the Euros by 2 goals.
You guys,
but it
that was
looks
how I
like they're
found
winning this one.
MVR. A puke
Hungary
video
fought
of
hard,
MVRs
but
showed
in
up
the
in my
end,
thing, in my
Brio
feed.
Embolo returns, and he scores for Switzerland to secure the points with his 40th international goal. And with 2 minutes remaining,
Yeah.
you don't get much
I'm
more
shutting it
direct
off,
than this, really.
and then I'm going to go in real life, and we're going to go to McDonald's,
Well,
okay?
it goes to show you don't always have to score the perfect goal. And Jan Sommer just thinking, right, I just want the ball down the other end and we'll see what happens. He absolutely larrups it. He really does. It's poor defending in the end.
Such
Just
a nice
simple
day out. I
header
want to
that
show you guys
goes to
around.
Embolo. But what he does do, he takes it down first time on his chest. And then he has the composure to dink it over Golaci. It's a wonderful finish. I don't actually think it's a 3-1 game, but I also do think it'd be a travesty if Switzerland hadn't won this, how much in control they were in the first half. But that definitely has put the game to bed.
Okay. See you
Yeah,
guys
it's
soon.
unlikely
Thanks for
you're about
coming
to
in.
make that kind of error. But Hungary